Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum and Adventures. FredMcCoy.com. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great morning.
Somebody sent us two or three things off of Facebook,
Okay.
and we're just going to go over them. Some of them, guys, we've hit through all the videos that Sheila and I have done. Sheila's probably got another 100 videos that she's not put out yet. That's pretty interesting. Some of them's new, but we can't seem to get all of them because we're trying to prepare to do other things in life,
Right.
and get off this Hatfield McCoy stuff. And you know, we've put the history out there the best that we could, the best that we could correct with evidence to show how things have come about. But we also continue to get things that people send us, and we hate not to respond to them. If they take the time to send it to us, then why not at least respond? So there was a thing in Facebook, and had a picture of an old cabin, and it said, "Remembering Yesterdays. This weathered image is believed to have been taken of the Hatfield clan of Logan County." Guys, we've said it before. When you hear believed, we think, it's thought that. When you hear those words, that's not history. That's somebody trying to implant in your head that this is Devil Lance and his family. You know, we got one picture in here and in our book of two different cabins. One, it's in Peter Creek one time it's in Mate Creek, West Virginia. They didn't move cabins back in the 1800s, and in fact, they don't move cabins today. Cabins are a hard, complicated thing to deal with. You have to take it apart and reassemble it. And so when you see these things, they said, this is Devil Lance's home place, this is that, and it's believed that that's a clue right there. They're trying to cover themselves in case Fred and Sheila proves them differently, where they can say, well, we thought it was, we weren't for sure. Congregated in their Sunday best outside a primitive two-story log home with a worn picket fence, a corn crib, and covered well, depleted old buildings. Could this have been Captain William Anderson, Devil Lance, and Levi Hatfield's first log structure along the Tug Fork of the Big Sandy, where so many fond and terrible memories still reside? Many believe it could be. Many believe it could be. Well, maybe those Kool-Aid drinkers that's on that Facebook page that says Great History, many believe it could be. It don't matter what a person believes. It matters what a person can prove. Was that Devil Lance's home place, or are we just talking it into history? And notice how this gentleman always says Captain William Anderson. He wants to keep that up there because that's in his book. And that's in the book of his predecessor. And you don't want to go back and rewrite a book and say, well, we was wrong when we called him this. You know, that's on mine and Sheila's list of all the things we've asked for throughout the years is captain rank.
Yep.
It's not there. We got private. Devil Lance was a private.
Yep.
You know, could it be? Many believe it could be. Well, many believe, just looking at me face to face, whole beard, hat on, man, beard like that, he's bound to have a whole head full of hair. I've showed it to you before. Many believe I've got a whole head full of hair. Don't matter what you believe, it's what you can prove. That's proof that I don't. For family protection from Kentucky marauders, Devil Lance sold their first home place and its 5,000 acres of prime woodland at a pivotal point in time to move his kinfolk further within the county of Island Creek district for safety's sake. Devil Lance sold their first home place and 5,000 acres of woodland to move further into Island Creek for safety's sake. Protection from marauders? Laughable. How about running deeper into West Virginia after he sent Jim Vance, crazy Jim Vance, Johnse Cap, Robert Elliott, Cotton Top, Charlie Gillespie, Tom Chambers. How about after he sent the Hatfield gang, what was known as the Hatfield gang, to exterminate Randall McCoy and Randall McCoy's entire family. Kill them all. We've got to kill the witnesses. Well, like I was talking about this subject one time, I'm going to kill the witnesses. But when you go kill those witnesses to the cabin, to the pawpaw tree murders, and then you got new witnesses
to that crime. Yeah.
So you would have had to kill the 7 and 8 year old grandchildren of Tolbert, of Randall McCoy, that was Tolbert and his wife's children.
Right.
Question, if Devil Anse didn't plan the attack, if he didn't send a gang of bushwhackers and desperados to kill Randall and his family, then why did he run in 1888 after the 9 were captured and Crazy Jim Vance and Bill Dempsey were killed? Don't believe what they're trying to sell you, people. You're smarter than that. Why? You know, they say, oh, Devil Anse, he didn't want them boys to go over and burn that cabin down. He didn't want Jim Vance to. Devil Anse was their leader, narcissist, the instigator. He was the man. Why is it when these people want to build Devil Anse up, he can do everything but wrong? Or if they want him to do wrong, nobody could outdo him in doing wrong. Nobody could outshoot him. Nobody could outkill him. Nobody. It's funny how they flip-flop. He's either the best Army guy in the world, or he's the head of the Logan Wildcats. Laughable. You know, Devil Anse didn't have nothing to do with the cabin massacre, but yet in 1888, after the Battle of Grapevine, when the Kentucky posse came over, not like the History Channel, Randall McCoy running in the trees drunk, that's a movie.
Right.
When the Kentucky residents got tired of the West Virginia Hatfields coming over and doing what they were doing, and they went to serve warrants with state law enforcement officer Frank Phillips and Deputy Sheriff Jim McCoy, they got a taste of what law and order was like. They got a taste of what a fair fight was like. These guys from Kentucky was shooting, running, jumping, hopping, was crawling. They were shooting all the time. These house-burning bushwhackers, women and children killers, tying them up to tree killers, were hightailing it. They were running. Devil Anse ran that day. They ran. And that's when Devil Anse kept running. You know, whatever they say about the McCoys, if you'll turn it around, look, you'll see where it started from. It's like politics is today. A lot of times you see politics and it's switched over one way and somebody's doing something and they say, oh no, that's his fault. No, it's just same way back in them days with Devil Anse. It seemed like whatever he did, he'd just flip it around. Randall McCoy was 6 foot tall on his Civil War records. Devil Anse 5'6". Devil Anse says he's 6 foot, 180 pounds of hell. Everything about it, but who ran? Who ran and moved to Island Creek? Now, they said they moved because of marauders. Protection from the marauders. Don't believe what they're selling you. Devil Anse and Levacy may have reflected on the time when their first 2 sons, this is in this story, Devil Anse and Levacy may have reflected on the time. They're saying they went back to that cabin. They could have gone back to that cabin to reminisce when they were there in the earlier years. And they reflected back on the cabin when their 2 sons, Johnse and Cap, were just rowdy toddlers during the period when Anse was serving as a soldier in the Confederacy during the war between the states. It's likely they were also haunted by the dark remembrance of unspeakable chaos and horrors when the Union Raiders from Kentucky crossed the Tug and terrorized homesteaders throughout the region. Wow. Poor old Johnse and Cap, they were terrorized. They were terrorized from the Union armies coming across the Tug River and terrorizing the community. Let's go over the first one.
Okay.
Devil Anse and Levacy may have been reflecting back to the time when their first 2 sons, Johnse and Cap, were just rowdy toddlers. Wow, rowdy toddlers during the time that Devil Anse was serving. Well, Devil Anse served from the fall, from late 1862 to February the 1st or 2nd of 63. Fall, October, November, December. Well, December's winter. Fall, September, October, November. He went in. He's deserted by February the 1st into January. 4 months. Johnse wasn't born until January the 6th, 1862. Devil Anse didn't enter the CSA until the fall of 62. And by February of 1863, he'd already deserted and ran home. Of course, Cat wasn't born until February the 6th, 1864. So Devil Anse had already deserted by the time Cat was born, so doubt they were toddlers and haunted by any war memories. This is what you call spoken in the history, guys. Because everybody don't have the time to go out there like we do and research and look at things or catch on. You just read something, you think, wow, them boys was put through it. Yeah, them boys was put through it. When Cap was 18 years old and stood on the line and shot three McCoy boys. Yeah, they was put through it. But they wasn't terrorized during the Civil War. During Devil Anse's time serving, Devil Anse didn't serve but 4 to 5 months before he deserted and hightailed it home. He ran, he chickened, he deserted. So when you read these things, if you go look at dates, you know, Devil Anse and Levasseur was married April 18th, 1861. 1861. Civil War started April of 61, if I ain't mistaken. I could be wrong. I didn't get the date on that, but I'm thinking it started about April of 61. So Devil Anse hadn't been married long. It was Devil Anse and the Logan Wildcats, a.k.a. Hatfield gang, who terrorized both Kentucky and West Virginia from the robbing and stealing. You got to understand, guys, don't get Logan Wildcats confused with the Wildcats, the 39th. Don't get them confused with the real Wildcats. The real Wildcats was a name of a fighting unit out of West Virginia. Fought like a bunch of Wildcats. That's how they got their name. Devil Anse got his name by wanting to imitate the Wildcats, so he threw Logan Wildcats. We can be Logan because we're here in Logan County. We'll be Logan Wildcats. Nobody terrorized, no Union Army terrorized. You're going to hear a video later on in another video where this guy says they burnt Devil Anse's house down. I think they burned his house down. See, talking in the history. This is a historian supposedly. But anyway, Hatfield gang, the only people robbing and stealing was Devil Anse Hatfield. When he returned home, he was nothing more than Jesse and Frank James and all these William Cantrell and all these other people that got out of the Civil War and started stealing and robbing to survive. Guys, that was just one little article. It's on a Facebook page, and they've got a cabin, a picture of a cabin and some people out front. Again, could be anybody or not be anybody. There's no proof. You know, they take pictures of a man cutting a tree down and say, Johnse Hatfield was probably, you know, there. This is where he cut trees out. This is, you know, the Hatfield-McCoy feud is so interesting, and it would have been interesting throughout the last 100 years if people would have merely told the truth and didn't try to make a hero out of this fella. Okay, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you. Guys, earlier, so why are you so angry for it? Guys, I don't know why I get angry. I guess it's got something to do with researching this stuff for the last 60 years. As a kid on up, 65, 67 years. From a kid on up, hearing these wild tales, I guess it's got something to do with that. When you research and you know it's not true, but you hear these people tell it over and over and over again till other people says, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember when that happened. I've heard that before." Yeah, what's spoken in the history. So I guess I get angry when I have to say same things over and over and over, and the people
You're just passionate.
The people that ask that are the people that don't take the time to go actually do the research. I'm gonna show you one here let's end this video. Sheila will
Okay.
do the closing on it, and I'll show you another video.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great morning. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.